Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. I don't know if you saw, Kamala Harris had an interview with Brett Baer, and it didn't go well. But there was, what's funny was a lot of the news organizations described it exactly the same. Kamala's testy interview with Fox News has the mainstream media all repeating the same line. This is from James Lee. There's obviously something going on here. So I dug deeper, and what I found is maybe not the conspiracy you expect, but perhaps even worse. So let's watch this.
What is going on here? Yesterday, Kamala Harris had a big interview on Fox News, and the mainstream media coverage looks very sus. Essentially the same take across multiple outlets.
By the way, for them saying that Kamala Harris's interview was testy, that's sexist because that's based on testicles.
Oh.
And I can't say the other word that goes there, or else I'll be demonetized. But anyway, there you go.
Using the word testy. Kamala
Testy.
Harris spars in Fox News anchor in testy interview. Kamala Harris defends economic plan in testy Fox News interview.
Look at that.
Testy.
Testy.
Jack Ramaswamy says, never seen the word testy used so ubiquitously at the same time. The media's level of coordination, even in their choice of language, makes one wonder how free our free press really is. So today, we're going to try to figure out what's really going on here. Is it the CIA Operation Mockingbird? Could be, right? Large-scale intelligence operation infiltrating media organizations for propaganda purposes? Could very well be. A couple of fun quotes. You could get a journalist cheaper than a good call girl for a couple $100s a month. And that was a CIA operative discussing with Philip Graham, editor of the Washington Post. The Central Intelligence Agency owns everyone of any significance in major media. William Colby, former CIA director. There is quite an incredible spread of relationships. You don't need to manipulate Time magazine, for example, because there are Central Intelligence Agency people at the management level. William B. Bader, former CIA officer. Now, supposedly that program was halted decades ago, but some say that it is still very much alive today. I mean, just look up Catherine Marr. She is the head of NPR, and just take a look at some of her alleged intelligence background. Now,
I spread this about her.
There also could be another possibility, I think more probable. Some would say less insidious, but I actually think it's way, way worse, which is this. News agencies like the Associated Press, Reuters, and Agence France-Presse, the AFP, act as intermediaries between campaign and media outlets by collecting and distributing news to media outlets. So basically, the Kamala campaign can draft an article, send it to AP, use these exact words, right? The exact framing that they want, a testy exchange with Fox News, and AP will distribute this to everybody else. And most of the time, the results are like this. They will just take almost verbatim what the initial PR release is and maybe edit it a little bit, but this is why you get this kind of repetitive language. So is that better or worse than the CIA controlling journalists? I don't know. I think it might be worse because that means that journalists are just willing to parrot whatever the campaign wants them to parrot. Because at the end of the day, they all want that access. So with that, I will close with the wise words of Noam Chomsky, who said, any dictator would admire the uniformity and obedience of the U.S. media.
Hitler did. Hey, this is like a well-known thing that nobody does any reporting. They just buy stories. There's like all the stories on all the major networks. They're buying from AP. And where he's like, it's either or. No, it's not either or. CIA, who do you think's running AP? It's called a cutout. It's both. It's both. The reason it's like that is because of CIA. That's why they can say, we stopped doing that. Get it? So now they're not directly doing it like they used to.
Just like the National Endowment for Democracy. They can say, no, it's National Endowment for Democracy doing it, not the CIA.
That's what cutout. When I first heard the term cutout, Aaron Mate told me what it meant. I had never heard of it. But that's so we can say, no, we don't pay him to do that. We pay a guy to do that. And they're all trained monkeys that just do whatever we tell, whatever we hand them. Like, that's why you're like, oh, what are they, a CIA agent? No, these morons aren't even in on it. They're stenographers and actors and dipshits. And $100 a month, yeah, they don't pay them shit. Most of them have to be rich to get into it now because it doesn't really pay. That's why only rich twits like your Taylor, what's her names, could be at the Washington Post. Yeah, you bet you came from a good family and went to Columbia for journalism, and it's okay. You got all this crushing school debt because you're rich anyway. So then you can do an internship, right, and not get paid. Then you get paid too little. Or my girlfriend used to work at the Getty. All these maniacs still wearing masks. They're all rich kids, and they're deathly afraid of getting their parents sick because they're like, my parents they have to show devotion to their rich parents, because they're losers that work at this Getty Museum and haven't done anything. So they overplay how concerned they are about their elderly folks. It's like, it's so simple to make this happen. And Noam Chomsky's right. He said that. And also he said there's nothing more further with JFK you need to look into.
Yeah. So here's what, remember what Orff said? Watch, here's a similar thing that happened. Watch this.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
His mental acuity is great.
This is a very sharp president.
And the people that I've talked to say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine.
They say he's sharp.
There's not a problem. He was sharp.
He was sharper than anyone I've spoken to.
The president is sharp and he is tireless.
He is sharp
as ever.
And he's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
His brain is good. He's still great.
He is sharp in meetings.
I believe the people who say that behind closed doors, Joe Biden remains sharp.
In meetings, Joe Biden is sharp.
He's sharp. He's fit.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp. He's sharp as a tack.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if
Jesus,
we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Actually, Joe Biden is sharper and has more mental acuity than Donald Trump, because more people believe that actually Joe Biden's mental acuity is better than Donald Trump.
I mean, he's sharp he's funny, he's sharp as a tack.
Kamala Harris says he is up to this task. He's, sharp as a tack, and he's smart. He's energetic.
One of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic. If you edit it in such a way, you can make it appear that he fits this narrative, that he is slow, that he is wandering off.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
President Biden has proven himself to have a strong memory.
He has a great memory.
His mind is just as quick as ever.
He is sharp enough.
If Biden was sharp and on top of it.
President Biden is sharp. He's focused. He's bright.
The president is sharp as a tack.
He's as sharp as a tack, as in good for holding a postcard to a wall. Anyway.
Yeah, Jimmy.
What?
I know when I accidentally sit on a tack, I laugh for 2 weeks.
Anyway, we could stop it there. That's an amazing compilation.
He's still better than Kamala. You know what? I'm happy after watching this video, and after Kamala, I feel drained. I want to take a nap. He's better than Kamala.
And isn't it amazing how they all use the exact same words?
What?
He's sharp. He's sharp, and he's focused. He's sharp as a tack. He's sharp as a tack. He's sharp as a tack. Behind closed doors, he's sharp as a tack.
It's hypnosis. And so that's why you hear people repeat that to you verbatim. They're being hypnotized.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. It's just like look, you know how you get ad copying? You got to say their points? You hit these points for sure. It's like that, but times 11. And that's why people say that's Putin propaganda. That we got to run to the terrorists run to the sound of the guns. We fight them there so we don't fight them here.
Yes. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.